If you can't concentrate, it's not laziness, it's overload. Asterisk, this video dismantles the lie of you're useless and reveals how the system disconnects you from yourself. Stay until the end to discover how to reclaim your focus, your energy, and your sense of direction. Asterisk, asterisk, you promised yourself you would start tomorrow. This time for real. You'd wake up early, with a clear mind, ready to get everything done. But morning came, and your body didn't respond. The alarm exploded into the silence, and the only impulse you had was to turn it off. There was no motivation, no strength, just the desire to stay still, to avoid the world a little longer. Asterisk, asterisk, and instead of feeling human, you called yourself lazy. Instead of listening, you judged yourself, as if the problem were laziness, as if it were a lack of character. But the truth is different. You're not lazy, hours saturated, lost inside a system that doesn't teach you to listen to yourself, but to demand more and more without stopping. Asterisk, asterisk, it's not normal that opening a document hurts more than running a marathon, that sending a simple email feels impossible, that reading 5 pages exhausts you as if you climbed a mountain. But that doesn't mean you're weak. It means your brain is collapsing, and that collapse ain't random. It's the result of living at the pace of constant stimuli noise. The social media, the anxiety modern life has normalized. Asterisk, asterisk, what once was enough to motivate you no longer works. What once felt like a challenge now feels like an invisible wall. You've been dragged into a mental state where instant pleasure dominates everything. Not because you're superficial, not because you don't have dreams, but because you're immersed in a machine designed to steal your attention, fragment your energy, and convert your focus into merchandise. Asterisk, asterisk, dopamine, a substance that once helped us hunt, seek shelter, survive, is now exploited by algorithms to keep us trapped. Every notification is a hook, every feed, a trap, every 10-second video, a microdose of distraction that pulls you further from yourself. And the worst part is, you know it, but you can't stop, not because you're addicted, but because your mind has been conditioned to surrender before you even begin. Asterisk, asterisk, in this state, simple tasks feel gigantic, goals feel distant, and you sink into guilt. But what you're feeling ain't laziness, it's disconnection. It's lack of meaning. It's the result of years of ignoring what truly matters just to respond to what the system expects from you. Asterisk, asterisk, you were taught to punish yourself when you didn't perform, to call yourself useless when you didn't finish your tasks, to compare yourself with people who seem to have everything under control. But no one taught you to stop, to quietly observe the chaos inside, to realize you can't function like a machine when you're shutting down on the inside. Asterisk, asterisk, you're lost because your compass was replaced with external stimuli. You no longer decide what to look at, what to think, what to want. The algorithm decides for you. It throws videos, news, distractions at you precisely targeted because it knows your weaknesses better than you do. And when all that consumes you, there's no room left for real concentration, for the sustained effort needed to build something of your own. Asterisk, asterisk, dopamine convinces you everything should feel good from the first second. If there's no immediate pleasure, it feels worthless. But the deep life one that leaves a mark doesn't start with excitement. It starts with discomfort, with emptiness, with that uneasy feeling of not knowing where to begin. That's why it's so hard to write, read, or exercise, because the system taught you to escape discomfort, not to coexist with it. Asterisk, asterisk, your brain seeks balance. When you overload on easy pleasure, it compensates with pain, not out of cruelty, but instinct. If you binge social media, sadness follows. If you binge eat, guilt appears. If you procrastinate all day, the night ends in failure. It's a pendulum swinging back and forth until you realize the point is not to eliminate pain, but to choose it consciously. Asterisk, asterisk, the key in avoiding suffering, but choosing the kind that builds you, the strain of reading, the fatigue of training, the resistance of thinking. Asterisk, asterisk, that slow, dense discomfort has meaning. It rebalances you. It tells your brain, this matters, And when you finish, something different, a person at just dopamine, pride, peace. Asterisk, asterisk, it's not magic. It's biology. The body and mind align when you pull them out of autopilot, when you take control, when instead of seeking the easy path, you walk the difficult one with purpose. That's when focus returns in it all at once, not like an epiphany, but like a muscle rebuilding after years of atrophy. Asterisk, asterisk, focus, it recovered through fleeting motivation. It returns through structural intentional acts repeated until the mind trusts you again. And for that, you need to re-educate your environment, not just your will, because if you stay exposed to the same noise, the same chaos, the same stimuli, your brain can't escape the loop. Asterisk, asterisk, the first step isn't to produce more. It's to reduce noise, to choose carefully what you consume, to guard your attention like a sacred temple. It's not about eliminating the internet, social media, or entertainment. It's about reclaiming control over what enters your mind. Because if you don't, someone else will, and that someone doesn't want your well-being, they want your addiction. Asterisk, asterisk, changing your relationship with the content you consume transforms how you think, decide, and live. One single video that nourishes you is worth more than 100 that numb you. One text that challenges you is worth more than 1,000 empty quotes with background music. The quality of what you consume defines the quality of your consciousness. That's why the filter matters. Without it, your mind becomes a landfill where the urgent buries the important. Asterisk, asterisk, and then comes the body, not for aesthetics, not for fitness goals, but as a bridge between thought and action. When you walk, run, move, you're reprogramming your nervous system. You're teaching it that life isn't just about immediate comfort. There is also chosen effort, healthy discomfort, liberating challenge. Every drop of sweat is a message to the system. You are not domesticated. Asterisk, asterisk, that's where true power is born. Not in big changes, but in daily persistence. Walking when you don't want to, turning off your phone when the impulse dominates, writing when your mind wants to quit. Repeating the simple until it becomes solid. That consistency, invisible at first, is what rebuilds your identity. And if you stumble, remember the most liberating concept of all, the power of yet. I can't focus. Yet, I don't have energy. Yet, I don't understand my path. Yet, asterisk, asterisk, that single word breaks the rigidity of failure and gives you space to grow, to recognize you haven't arrived, but you're on the way. You don't know how, but you continue. It's not about having everything solved, it's about advancing with dignity even through the mess. Asterisk, asterisk, you're not broken. You're overwhelmed. You're not failing. You're surviving in a world not designed for your well-being. But you can still regain clarity. You can still choose with intention. You can still return to yourself. Because the problem was never laziness, it was forgetting. Forgetting who you are when you turn down the noise and listen with courage. Asterisk, asterisk, if this resonated with you, don't ignore it. Subscribe, activate the bell, leave a comment about what you felt, and share this message. Your mind deserves clarity, not guilt. See you in the next video, where we keep dismantling the system's traps. Here, we think deeply,